This is Special Report.
Black holes are one of the strangest things in existence.
Neil Armstrong may have seen extraterrestrials on the moon.
When he spies a discernible shape.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You can deny all the things I've seen, all the things I've discovered, but not for much longer. Because too many others know what's happening out there. And no government agency has jurisdiction over the truth.
Welcome, everybody, to Full Spectrum Universe. My name is Rob Yox. This is episode 51. And this is just a upcoming events, check in, and check up. I'm here to check up with you. I'm checking in. I'm back from Texas. You know how we do it. I was down there visiting family for quite a while, but now I am back to the brick, New York, which is in the single digits of 9 degrees Celsius. So I went to go get groceries before, and I almost froze to death outside. That's how bad it was. But today is a great day. Today we went live, and with this, what we went live with was a new event that I'm putting together with Watchers Talk, Full Spectrum Universe and Watchers Talk, and it is called Collectives of the New Earth. And this is something that I created with Omar. And what I'm trying to do is I'm kind of Omar does a lot on the other side when we do events, and I kind of wanted to spearhead one a little bit and give it a go. And we had some people who were involved, and then they dropped out. And I said, I'm just going to bring Omar in because Omar is my partner. We do this all the time. So it's great to see everybody in the audience. What's going on, John? What's going on, Omar? And when we were creating this specific event, which we have so many events for you this year, that's one of the things I wanted to get through up the bat too. But I'm going to get into what this is first, and then we're going to put links in the comments. So basically what we're doing is we're creating free events and paid events. And while we would like to give every event away for free, it's very difficult to do what we do, maintain a decent lifestyle when you're dedicated to the information. That's why we have avenues where such things as, membership and joining, and there is going to be a ton of benefit to joining the channels that we have. When we say join, we don't mean subscribe. I mean, there is there's members and you get time, and it's either $1.99, $2.99, whatever it may be. So with that being said, a lot of the people on my channel, whenever we do an event, if you join the channel, it's going to save you from having to go and purchase tickets when those paid events come up, if possible. Some events we won't be able to do that for, but the ones that we host, I'm going to do that. I believe Omar might be doing the same thing. I'm not sure, but you'll have to check with him. And, basically on this specific event, which is Collectives of the New Earth, a ticket is $22. It's going to be 6 to 8 speakers. I haven't decided exactly how many yet. We have 4 confirmed already. The tickets are $22. To join my channel is $2.99. So you save a ton of money when you join the channel, and you'll have access to some of these events, and it's going to be well worth your while. It's like an 80% decrease, but it's our way of giving back to the people who support us on a regular basis. And we can do exclusive content too, and I'm still undecided if I should do that, because I really don't want to I don't want to have areas where I'm not giving the people to all the information at my disposal. My job is not to withhold information and say, hey, if you don't pay me or support me, then I'm not going to give you all that information. I'm not that kind of person. But there comes an eventuality after doing this for a little while that to keep myself vested 24/7, we have to start to kind of create some kind of monetary value out of what we do. And it really sucks, because you get to this point and you're like, I just want to do this all the time. but we can't look to other people to support us. Of course, everybody knows that. So to get that together is there's different ways we're going to be doing it this year. And this year for me is going to be that launching pad. We have this event coming up. We are going into recreating the logos, the intro, and the title screen, basically. Also, we're going to be launching a Substack where we're going to be writing articles, and those articles can then be shared out all over the place to give us places where we can basically communicate and collaborate and do all different types of things. But I want to get to collectives of the new earth. This is the poster that we've made. This is the head poster for this specific journey. It's a journey through consciousness. What this is the masculine and the feminine united. This is the event to change all events. And here's what this event is for me. And yes, I have allergies from being in the house with the heat on, so don't mind my sniffles. But this specific event for me, essentially, is where we are moving into this third season, let's say this third year in the solstices, right? And once we get to this final solstice, which is this new area for us, things are going to split. So we're walking into this new paradigm, this new earth with the higher vibratory people. And when we're doing that, we need tools to maintain, not staying there, but to maintain that level of frequency. So this is going to be kind of a standpoint from that perspective. This is the stuff like ancient knowledge, meditations. We have somebody coming in that's going to be talking about they do. His name is Ishmael Perez, and he does this restoration project of Zion, a project restoration of Zion. Really great guy. We've already got Paul Wallace on board, and Paul Wallace is going to give us a complete epic download, as always. Omar, of course, is my co-host. It's just me and Omar in this one. We have a lady coming in that does alignment, manifestation, meditation, and we also have Marina Serin. Marina Serin is one of these newer people to the scene, but yet a very, very powerful speaker. And there's still at least 2 more speakers to be named, possibly 4. And those 2 are going to be very, very big names. If I can do that, I'm not going to say that out loud, but hopefully that's what we're going to have. Also, there is just so much that's going to go into this event. This is the kickoff event for Full Spectrum Universe and Watchers Talk. Kind of, we did our January 1st event, which is intentional and giving you workshops to work on specific things as we move into this new year. This is solidifying that new year. This is on February 5th. So I'm going to go ahead and put into the into the chat rooms the link to get your tickets. These tickets are going to be going very fast. This ticket is going to take you into the studio with us. Now, again, if you join the channel, if you join as a member for $2.99 in my YouTube channel, you won't have to get this ticket. You can just join, and then boom, there it is, right? So with that being said, here is the link, and this is just basically me checking in with everybody and seeing how everybody's doing, making sure everybody's okay, and how everybody's doing tonight, because things are getting to this point now where we're throwing logic out the window, right? The things we see on a daily basis is just phenomenal. You look at it and you go, well, did he really say that? Did somebody just really say that to me? Or did that really just happen? Like, I don't understand it, right? And it gets to be a little overwhelming at times, but that's why we check in with each other, because when we surround ourselves with higher vibratory people, we tend to resonate and stay at that frequency. We tend to have more intellectual conversations. I see Melinda's here. I see researchers here. What's up, everybody? And tonight, even though this is episode 51, it's just a check-in. We are just talking a little bit, just hanging out and, getting our bearings for the year. So like I say, we're going to be doing a lot with the logos and the episodes and things like that. We're going to be bringing in a lot of new speakers, which is why this event is also important, this new one that we're doing. And then that brings us to March. Now, in March, we are having the mother of all events. There are 5 contributors: Portals to Ascension, Joan of Angels, Watchers Talk, Full Spectrum Universe, and Stephen and Evan Strong, our alien ancestry. We are putting together the biggest online event ever. I'm going to repeat that. Ready? Biggest online event ever. It is a 8-day, 111 speaker event. The mother of all downloads. The mother of all downloads. This is going to be one of those events, just like we did with the 55 speaker event. We thought that that was going to be incredible, and it really was. There was something about that event that was special. This event is all about, again, getting ready for the next winter, aka summer solstice, depending on where you are in the country, or in the not the country, the world. This event has so much information, and not only does this event have so much information, it's free. But we ask that you register to come into the studio with us, watch it from inside of the chat. When we do an in StreamYard studio type of event, you get a private chat with the speakers. So you don't have to contend with the hundreds and thousands of people that are going to be at this event, because it's going to be streamed on some of the biggest platforms of the people that we know, right? So to not contend with them, to come into the studio, but see, to get into the studio is by donation only. Also, one of the things that we're going to be doing that's different, because there is a lot of work that goes into this specific type of event. We're going to have a spot for sponsors. When I mean that, there's going to, every 2 or 3 speakers, we're going to be speaking sponsors of their products, whatever they want us to promote. But there's also going to be a bar at the top of the screen that is going to display sponsorships. So if you're somebody out there with a business or a product, and it's a good product, we don't want to put things up there that are going to make people crazy or sick, none of that stuff. We're going to be kind of a little bit selective on who we give those specific sponsorships to, because we're not going to promote products that we really wouldn't get behind. We're not those kinds of people. It's not so much about the money for us, it's about the information. But this is an opportunity for people who have businesses to reach markets that they may not be normally reaching. And right now, off the top of my head, I can think of the potential, without this being either syndicated or promoted, without people who are, as per subscribers alone, you can probably have upwards of 200,000 plus people that could potentially see your product. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And this is going to be a way for us to try and put something this big on, while making it help us basically. What it does is it helps us to essentially platform and go further, because like we always say, there's certain speakers who want money to come on. We want to bring them on because their information is good, but it also gives us the ability to put together larger videos, bigger platforms, to get more revenue into the stream, to create bigger, bolder, better. And this is really, that's our game plan, right? This is potentially the game plan that we want. This is what we want to do. We want to take this and bring it and make it as big as possible, reach as many people as possible. And so it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. And this specific event, just like the last one we did, it was the biggest, one of the biggest events all year, right? And this time we're going to make sure that we are the biggest event, hopefully ever. And it was funny because me and Omar were talking about it, and we were like, well, what are we going to do next year? Like 200? How are we going to top that? We're not going to top it, but it's a lot of fun to try and push yourself to get as many people as possible. But the thing is that all of these people have an audience. So what are we ultimately doing? What we're ultimately doing is we're creating the community that we want to be surrounded with. And that type of energetic boost is going to be, it's going to be epic. It's going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. And, you know, I'm not sure exactly with the sponsorships, how we're going to space it out. If you really are interested within that sponsorship, you can either back channel me or email me at robyox2525 @gmail.com, or you can contact Omar as well, and we'll talk to you about that. We may do shifts, we may do every few hours, we may do a whole day, depending on what you're interested in. So, on to some other things. This event is called Humanity Unplugged, and it really is going to be one of those events that you're going to say, wow, like, holy cow, how did this all come together? And really, what the way these events get created is me and Omar, we just talk for in a message usually, or on a video call. We're like, well, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? And then we put together stuff that we want to see, right? And that's how that's the process. And then from there we culminate. Now, if you go to a projectionofview.com, you can see exact speakers for this right now, and I'm going to go ahead and put that up in the chat for everybody. I'm going to get the website so we can put it right. As of right now, we have almost all of the 111 speakers. So we had about 50 in the first 24 hours. Just to let you know how we work, right? This is what we do, and this is what we love. So we want to make sure that we are doing our best to culminate and make this the best that we possibly can, because it's important to us, right? And it's important to us to give to you, and that's really what we do. We love doing it, and it's a lot of fun. We get to sit there for 8 whole days, March 13th through March 20th, and just absorb tons of information like sponges. This is, and this is another reason why we're trying to create avenues where we can essentially support ourselves, because we want to be able to do what we do all the time. What we do takes a ton of focus and a ton of research. And not that I'm saying that anybody's any better than anybody else. That's not what I'm trying to get at all. I love what I do. So when I do it, I try and be thorough about it. And when I'm thorough about it, it takes me quite a while, because sometimes I have to read things 2, 3 times, make sure that I'm getting the information right. And really what happens is it's special. When I do a presentation, it's special to me. And I want to promote that presentation. I want the presentation to be incredible. I want everybody to resonate with that presentation. Whether they will or they won't is not really up to me. But it makes it fun. It makes it a lot of fun. And like I said, I'm not going to go crazy tonight. This is just us kind of hanging out, checking in, and shooting anything. If anybody has any questions about anything, please put it in the comments. I'll answer it. But again, one of the reasons we wait to do that membership for our channels is because it's not about that stuff to us. We want to have a good time. We're here to learn, and we're the forever students. And that for me is everything. It's everything. So back to what I was talking about before, which was this feeling that logic is just gone. If I stub my toe today and then I walk down the same path tomorrow, if I don't look down to make sure that I'm not going to stub my toe again, I've thrown logic out the window. That's insult to injury, right? And it's a program. And we talked about programs. If you go to the Etherical Retreat Day 2, one of the videos we did, and it took me a while to do an episode this month because we had a couple events right in the beginning of the month, which is always a great thing. But the episodic stuff fell back a little bit. But if you look at what the programming is, they have programmed us to have these little windows of like remembering things. And this is where I really try and keep my knowledge in my head and fresh, but they really only want us to remember what happened 10 seconds ago. If we talk about what happened last week, we're like out of order, right? And this is part of that programming, that so much input is coming so fast on the pipeline. It's very difficult for people to really get a hold of one thing, internalize it, look at it, and then boom, here comes the next thing. It's not even, it's faster than that. It's, oh, look at that. I wonder what that means. Oh, here's the next thing. Like, done. You're already past it. And then when you bring it up, they're gonna be like, that's old news, man. That's last week. That's last week. And you're like, oh, dude, that's why one of the reasons why I personally go back into the ancient knowledge, because that ancient knowledge is sacred. And a lot of people, talking to some of the people that I've talked to, you find out that this sacred ancient knowledge is what they base their entire lives on. So it becomes prevalent in every aspect of their life, you know? And that to me is the information that I want, because it's helping them day to day. And when we do these types of shows, we try and give people that type of information that you can take with you day to day. What's going on? Heaven is here. How are you? Good to see you. We're just catching up, talking about live events, and you know, Omar is here. He's in the chat himself, and we're just hanging out. We're talking about things, and just getting stuff off our chests and feeling what we feel right now. This is not my usual type of episode, but I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go on for a half hour. I'm going to talk about whatever. I'm not going to prepare myself. I'm just going to go out there and be me. And if you watch the Etherical Retreat, Jerome told me that I needed to infuse more of myself into the brand and be more, I guess, me, even though I'm usually me. But I guess I'm a little more reserved because I want to make sure that I'm attentive and asking the right questions. But there's going to be episodes usually do an hour show. It might just be a half hour of me just talking. And I'm cool with that. I hope everybody else is. But, we're talking, this sacred knowledge, again, going back to it, is the things that I feel are prevalent for me. And I need to know it. I need to know it. I need to access it. I need to internalize it. I need to elevate myself within it. And what does it mean to me? Thank you, Heaven. And when we start to look at our own lives, you'll see these spaces where things are similar, right? Or things start to become familiar from reading that type of information. And it ends up being where you have this realization, like, this stuff is all happening again, but right now, right? Or you can put these similarities together, and this is why they say history repeats itself, and it sure does. And I personally believe that one of the things we do need to get back to is this symbiotic relationship with the great Mother Earth, right? With our great mother. Because when we take care of it, it takes care of us. And I'm not talking climate change. I'm not talking any of that stuff. I'm talking about being able to live on the land, off the land, and be good back to the land, because there is a vibration in it. There is a source there, not the great source, but it's something inside of you will activate when you go barefoot onto that ground and you start to ground. You will activate something that will bring you back onto the internal. And when you do that, it gives you access potentially to things that you may not have had access to before. It detoxifies you in ways that you may not have thought detoxified you, or things you might not even be aware of. When I do it, I get this immense connection where I can feel it in every fiber of my being. And I'll tell you, this is honest to God's truth too. When I do it here in New York, which I'm not going to do it now when it's 9 degrees outside, but when I did it here in New York and when I did it in Texas, it was absolutely different. It was different. It wasn't the same. Even though I was accessing the same Mother Earth, it was not the same. There was something else that was going on. And, you know, I think it's the link to the land and what the land was trying to tell me, or what it was trying to give me information wise, that kind of propelled me down a different avenue within myself than it does when I'm up here. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And I got to meditate down there, and things were a little bit different. It's in a little bit more of a hectic house, and there's a lot more going on. But I was still able to do work down there too. It was it was good because it was a recharge with my whole family. My whole family was there, except for my fiance, but my whole family was there, and I came back and now I'm ready to go. Now I'm energized. I'm ready. And this year is going to be epic. We're going to put things out this year that we've never put out before. I'm going to be collaborating with people I've never collaborated with before. We're going to bring out new speakers, new information, go down different avenues, and it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And again, like I said, this is kind of a short one, but I think we've said a lot here, and I just wanted to leave it right at that. And I just want to thank you all for being here. You're going to see me go live like this a little bit more. It's almost going to be like my journal or my diary, getting it ready and just getting it out there because I feel like I need to say it. And it's going to be, yeah, that's right. Heaven is right. It's 2022 is going to be some fireworks. We're going to do some fireworks this year. We're going to try some new stuff and see what sticks, right? And from there, we're going to do it shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand. We're going to walk through that battlefield or whatever it may be together, right? When I mean battlefield, it's a spiritual battle, not a physical battle. Don't take it the wrong way, but we are on the precipice, and we're all going to help each other. We're all going to do it together. And this community is strong. We're always stronger when we're together, and we're going to be the change, right? And we are the ones that we've been waiting for, and we're going to facilitate that in 2022. So for everybody that tuned in this evening, thank you. And I hope to see you all in the next few days. We're going to go live again. Hopefully we'll have a guest. We'll get some questions in, and we're going to have a good time this year. So be prepared, stay tuned, and I'll see you all soon.